I am about to go into surgery. It's 6:30 in the morning in Boston, and they're going to go in and remove one of my vocal cords.
Morgan Toll has endured more than 300 surgeries, all in an effort to reclaim her voice.
When I get my vocal cord removed and papillomas and scar tissue removed, so this is the last time that my voice will sound like this.
When she was just 8 months old, she was diagnosed with RRP.
RRP stands for recurrent respiratory papillomatosis, which is a viral disease of the vocal cords, the trachea, and sometimes the lungs. It's caused by the low-risk HPV type 6 and 11. They're called low risk because they don't cause cancer, but in the airway they cause respiratory papillomatosis, and in the genital tract they cause genital warts.
Dr. Simon Best says the disease can be passed along to children by their mother who has HPV, but because RRP is so rare, it can go undiagnosed.
The incidence of RRP is about 1 to 2 per 100,000 people. The diagnosis has to be made by looking directly at the vocal cords, which is one of the reasons why there's often a delay in diagnosis.
Morgan is one of those rare cases.
I had a tracheotomy put in when I was 5 or 6. They discovered that I was about to go into cardiac arrest because I was losing so much oxygen. And so they gave me a trach, and I had the trach until I was around 11 or 12. And that's when they did a reconstruction of my airway. So they basically tried to make my airway wider than it was.
One of the consequences of RRP is the need for repeated surgeries on the vocal cords and the airways, which, while it can remove papilloma and improve breathing in the voice, can eventually take its toll in terms of scar tissue and stenosis or narrowing of the airway. That's exactly what happened to Morgan.
For RRP, there is no cure.
But I have to say that the most painful surgeries were when I had my throat reconstructed. They actually took a piece of my rib and put it into my throat. And so not only did I have that pain, but I had the rib pain. And I was in the hospital for about a month when I had that surgery.
Spending her life shuffling in and out of hospitals, the one thing that kept Morgan motivated was the same thing people told her she shouldn't pursue.
It's interesting because I wanted to be an actress since I was very, very young. And that was my goal. I wanted to do theater, and I wanted to do film. And I moved out to LA when I was in college and started to really pursue it. As long as I could hear the wind in the trees, the larks in the sunshine, the lambs crying in the healthy frost. Without these things, I cannot live.
Reciting monologues helped Morgan fight her way through the disease. She wound up getting her little sister, Olivia, into the craft. Olivia starred in the Disney XD series Kickin' It.
I'm sorry, Jack. You know how it is.
Released her own EP.
Yeah, we go way, 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 way back. We love, love, love like that.
And is currently starring in Marvel's Cloak and Dagger on Freeform.
It was a job.
Yeah, well, I hope that paycheck was worth it.
And I'm so, so proud of her success and all the accomplishments she's had. And it's been hard for me as a person to be able to say, this is who I am and this is what I want to do, when so many people have said to me, you can't do it. Or so many people have said to me, oh, you want to be an actress too, like your sister? When, that was something I've wanted my whole life.
Now Morgan is chasing down her own dreams, hard as she fought RRP.
And having to say that to myself even, and getting that courage to say, despite my voice and despite my illness, I can do anything that I want to do.
For InsideEdition.com, I'm Stephanie Officer.